Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to She Talks AWS, a show where I will be inviting women leaders to share their inspiring journey to motivate other women, a new generation women to come and work in AWS Cloud. I'm your host, Dr. Abhilasha Vyas, having more than 2 decades of experience in technology stack. Community leader, active in community contributions, because I know alone you can go little, but if you are with a team, you can go too far. With that idea only, I've started this initiative with the help of AWS Women in Tech India user group. This group supported a lot to me and appreciated this idea. So welcome you once again to She Talks AWS show. And please join hands in welcoming our first guest, Sridevi Murugayen, a good friend of mine, a very, very inspiring community leader, AWS hero. Welcome, Sridevi, to the show.
Thank you, Abhilasha. Great to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody watching here. And thanks for joining today. Great to be here, Abhilasha. Looking forward.
Thank you, Sri, first of all, for accepting the invite and coming here, taking out time for community. So, first of all, I request you to introduce yourself. Even I know that the people, those who are active in AWS community, they know you well, but please introduce yourself so that other viewers will also able to understand that what you do, how you do AWS, what's your journey is.
Sure. Thanks, Abhilasha. So I come with 20 plus years of IT experience. I started my journey as a very normal developer. So I hail from Pondicherry, which is closer to Chennai. And over the 20 years, I've played multiple roles, right from a developer to an architect to a tech lead and a scrum master, agile coach, and solutions architect. And I've had opportunities to work with AWS professional services team as well during some part of my career. And so my career was a mix of everything. And I'm happy to be sharing my experiences here today with everybody so that even if there is a small part of it somebody can take, I would be happy to do it. So that's pretty much about me. And a bit of traveling as well. So I've been in India. I had been in Ireland for 3 years and in US as well in shorter stints. But yeah, I have some global experience as well, meeting and working with different sets of people. That's pretty much.
Great. Thank you, Sri. How are you coming to this AWS field, Sri? I just wanted to know that. What spark was there that you have started working with cloud?
It was a natural progression, I would say. People who were in that era of 2000 to 2010, I think everybody would have got this opportunity of working on-prem and naturally progressing to cloud, right? So I am part of that group of people. So I was working for an application which was hosted on-prem, and it was a natural ask from the customer to migrate to cloud. It happened in 2020, 2012, 2013 timeframe. So we started learning AWS from scratch. So we didn't have so many services that we have today. So all we had to do was lift and shift more of move your EC2 services and some of the load balancers to cloud. And it was a good experience. So my AWS journey started with that one migration, which lasted for more than 3 years. So I was at on site doing that migration along with my entire team. And then I came back to India. I was with Cognizant for a few more years, but still I wanted to continue my journey with AWS. So I quit Cognizant and then I joined a startup, Agilitium, which was actually AWS partner network company. So where I had a lot more opportunities to work on AWS services, focusing on big data services. So that is how my AWS journey started and progressed. And so all the last 5 years, I was focusing more on AWS cloud and big data, but too much focused on that. And it is still continuing, Abhilasha. So that is how my AWS journey is. So it's more than 10 years now. I've been on working with AWS services and working on the technology.
Yeah, so you've seen all the progression which is happening, start from one service or few services to now good number of services on AWS. That's an amazing thing that you have seen all those progressions. I've seen that you do a lot of community contributions also, Shri. So what motivate you to come in the community and share your community journey also with us?
Yeah, sure, Abhilasha. So that's something I would want everybody to also take it up for yourself, right? So the reason I'm very stage fearing person. I think I've told this in many interviews. I never stood in front of public audience until 2019 when I was asked to present in my first ever AWS Community Day. Not even community, it was a meetup that happened in Chennai. So my CEO, who is my mentor, who is still my mentor, who was my first ever manager in 2003, and I still continue to talk to him if at all I need some support. So he asked me to present a use case on Glue in the one of the meetups that was supposed to happen in our own company, Agilitium. So as usual, I never speak in front of public audience. Though I do some trainings to my internal teams and all of this stuff, but I don't do it in public, right? So I was a little scared, and I told Ashok that I'll not be doing it. And then Ashok said maybe going forward, becoming a leader, I think this is one of the skills that you should grow. So give it a try because it's community and it is local in our own company. Try to do that. And then I got so much of support from my company as well as some of my friends. So I had Prasanna, Mahesh, Muthu, and Ramya, our own AWS community builders. So all of those were very supportive. So we prepared the content. We rehearsed multiple times because a community is where you don't know any of them and you have different set of people. There is no focused audience. Anybody can come. So how do you help everybody to at least have one piece of knowledge is what something I was always thinking. So we did a lot of rehearsals because the first ever community event that is happening in our company, I think everybody was excited and we had to do a lot of preparation, a lot of rehearsals. And then we did that talk. I and Ramya, we together did that talk. And it was good. What I realized there from that first ever talk was more than me coming and presenting to others, there were a lot more key takeaways for me personally, which helped me to understand all of those services better and how do I put that together. I think there was a lot of technical learning personally, as well as the second aspect is public stage fearing mentality, right? I seem to lose a bit on that. I'm still fearing. I was scared to stand in front of public, but still there is definitely a lot of changes from where I was in 2019 to where I am today. But these two aspects, I would say, right, for anybody, where community is a place where you can share without any fear. You're not being judged. You're not going to be paid for what you're doing, right? It is more of sharing what you know. It could be the best solution or it could not even be the best solution, but that is what you have done in your project and you've got some success out of it. It's more of sharing some of the approaches. So that helped me a lot. Then I started talking in few of the other communities and community day, I came to Mumbai, Pune, and we presented some of the talks that day. And then I got a sponsorship to travel to reInvent that year as part of the community person. Then it was a great experience there as well, right? Getting to know so many other people, getting that sponsorship and seeing what they do. And that is when I got to know about Hero program as well. So Hero program is not something that we go and nominate ourselves, right? It is more from AWS DevRel team identifying people who are contributing to the community, and they identify a few set of people and they give this. So I was not even aware of that until I went for that event, and then I got to know about that event, and it more from a personal learning perspective as well as the personality development perspective. I felt community was a great place, and that is what is motivating me to still continue doing that, irrespective of whatever blockers we may have from a lot of other perspective. Not everybody agrees to it. Not everybody recognizes our work in it, right? So it still keeps us motivating because we have a lot of benefits out of this as well.
I agree with you, Shri, and I can relate this story a little bit also from my side because I come from an academic background and then joined Cloud. So my mentor, my CEO, Bhavesh, only motivates me that, yes, you can do that. You can learn and you can also start community contribution. And that's how my community journey also started. Stage fear was not there because I was a faculty, I was teaching to the student, but the other fear was there that the people, those who are coming for these events, they will be professional. Will I be able to answer the questions which they will be asking? So task was very challenging, but I know that when you are able to overcome your fear, then the success will come. So I think I can relate, and I think other women also can relate this, that when you share, then your knowledge will grow. So that's the important part, yeah. So
Yeah,
Shri,
at least one more aspect to that, Abhilasha, right?
Yeah.
So when you are talking in community, you are not expected to be an expert in that topic, right? It is more of share what you have done in your project. So
yeah,
if there is a better ways of implementing the same, I generally, somebody recommends a different way, I generally accept it, because there could be a lot of other ways of implementing the same solution, right? So it is a learning for us as well sometimes. But sharing what we have done is what my motive was always and until now, right? It is not I'll always claim I'm doing the best solution, but whatever worked for us is what I'll always showcase. I think it helps. So being open and just accepting whatever your audience also says, right? I think it helps me a lot. And I've got very good friends because of that, no? Because of talking to them, understanding what they have done as well. I think it really helps build that networking as well.
yeah, I agree with you. And as you mentioned also that when we do community achievement, so people are also thinking that why we are doing it. So I think when we got a small message from somebody that because of your talk we learned this and now we are implementing this, I think that is a spark which motivates me every time to do some kind of small contributions which I'm doing. And I think Sri, you also agree with that. That we think that we have a less knowledge, but when we are talking and sharing our knowledge, maybe that knowledge will help other people to learn a lot. Like, so
Yes,
that's the point.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ashri, like at the end, because I don't want to keep it long, so I want to understand that any advice or suggestion you want to give to the young women, those who wants to come in this field or those who want to start their community contribution, what that will be.
Yeah, so community contribution, I would say there is nothing to be afraid of, right? We are not there is no expectation that we should be expert, as I mentioned, right? So if you have that interest to give some time for your personality development as well as your technical career, I think community is the place where we are not judged, we are not put down. So it's more of a place where you can come together and learn, and I think it is a great opportunity for anybody to join. And continuous learning always helps, right? So when I started my journey, we were at Java 1.2 and now it is Java 21. So the technology is evolving, and from AWS services S3 2006 to now where we are, I think everything is evolving. So this is a place where you will get the opportunity to hear from different perspective, because when you are working in a project, you'll only know about a certain services that is used in your project. But when you attend these events, you get to hear from different speakers. Though it may not be very exhaustive that you'll become an expert in that day, at least you'll know what's happening in the market. So being part of this community and learning and hearing, first let's pay attention, see what's happening around us, and then we can look at focusing on some of the aspects that really helps actually. So in the recent interview with Jeff Barr, right, he mentioned that I love that point, right? So whenever you are in a community, always have a place for one new person to join that, and don't have a closed circle, right? I really loved that, right? So because we always wanted to welcome people with different perspective, people who are new to the community, so that we'll also have a different learnings from them, because everybody now has a different ways of learning, different ways of bringing perspective. So I think we need a lot more volunteers, a lot more community members to make this community even a better place for everybody to learn and share.
I agree. Yeah, great, Shri. Thank you so much for giving your time in this amazing last words which you have given to the community people, those who are watching this video. So we reached to the end of the show, Shri, and at last I want to say that there is no limit of learning, there is no limit of doing and accepting the challenges. If we work together, if we go together, we can go very, very far. So with that note, I would like to end this show. And once again, I thanks all the viewers for watching this. If you have any feedbacks or comments, if you want to join communities, please feel free to reach out to me or Shri on LinkedIn. We will be happy to help you in your learning journey. Thank you once again, all of you. Thank you, Shri, and thank you, AWS Women in Tech User Group India, for supporting this talk. And thank you all once again.
Thank you. And for the first episode, thank you so much. And very, very glad to be connected here. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you.